The first card you have for your past is the Queen of Cups. So yeah, obviously this is a very beautiful queen. She's very dreamy. She's lost in her emotions and all of that. I am getting a kind of a sort of dreamy fantasy almost in this card. I think someone felt love. They felt love. They felt that they were missing you, probably. Maybe their love might have been based on a bit of a fantasy, a little bit of, kind of what they were imagining, a sort of rose-coloured version of what had actually happened in the past. I think this might be an ex, and I think this might be someone who's thinking about you or was thinking about you, and they had this kind of ideal thing in their head, but it actually wasn't a reality of what actually had happened between you. That's what I'm seeing. I think this is someone, they were thinking about you. I don't think they'd approached you yet. I think they might have been thinking about it. They might have been dreaming about what would happen when they approached you, the ideal way to approach you, what they would say, what they would do. And obviously their idea of what had happened between you in the past was very, very different from your idea of what had happened. And I think they wanted to come close to you. They wanted to talk to you. I think they probably still do. They're in the dream world. I think they don't have any real idea of what's actually, they do deep down, but they just don't want to face that. That's what fantasy is all about. I think that if they did connect with you, you probably get into some kind of a talk about who hurts who the worst and who the most and who was better and who was worst. That's what they're like. I think they're going to feel, I think they do feel as if you really hurt them. No matter what happened, you might not have, you might have both hurt each other, but I think they do feel that you were worse than they were. But this is their fantasy playing up. Cross-watchers might think that, might not agree with this, but whatever. But yeah, the Queen's holding up her cup. She's staring at it. She can't think of anything else but her emotions. That's all she can think about. But there's a lid on the cup. So she's hiding her emotions. So this person's probably hiding how they're feeling from you, and they're hiding how they're feeling from everybody else as well. Again, I think it's probably too late for them to come back to you. Too much time's passed, too much has happened. And I think that if they contact you again and you open this up again, they're going to start saying, that wasn't right. I want to talk about that time and this time and that time in the past, and you were worse than me and this and that. And there's no point in that. There's no point in going through that over and over again. The past is in the past. The other thing I'm seeing is that they might have an idea that you have someone new around you. Now, you might have someone new around you, you might not have someone new around you, but they have the idea that you have, whether you do or you don't, or they did at this time. So they might have seen you with someone, they might have heard something from someone else, they might have seen something on social media. And I think seeing that or hearing that, you might have someone else around you, whether you do or you don't, that might have triggered off all of these emotions in them. And I think that's what's happened. And I think they might be still feeling this, and I think they might actually, whether they think you do or don't have someone around you, I think they might actually come and contact you, and they might try to. So just get ready for that. They're a bit of a mixed up. I don't think they're a completely terrible person, but they're just kind of a very mixed up person, and they don't see the reality of things, and they don't want to. They don't want to see the reality. That's what I'm seeing. So the next card you have for your past is Strength. So yeah, they wanted to talk to you. They probably still want to talk to you, but they weren't talking to you, and they had to really stop themselves, really tame themselves from coming forward to talk to you. They had to really, really struggle to do that because they really wanted to. They might have been sitting on their hands. They might have been doing everything to not talk to you. And I'm getting the feeling that also ultimately they would have liked you to approach them first so that they wouldn't have to approach you. But, that wouldn't have happened, I don't think. And again, this is them appearing to be strong like this lion. To the outside world, they wanted to look strong. They'd never tell anyone that this is how they were feeling. And the other thing I'm seeing about this person is they're a clever person. They're clever with their words. They're a very witty person. They know what to say at the right time. They're very intelligent. That's probably how they first got together with you. They probably used their words. They probably said everything you wanted to hear and all of that. But I'm seeing, yeah, they are a very intelligent person, but I don't think they've been able to reach their potential, if that makes sense. They're capable of a lot more than they're doing. They might be working in a job that doesn't use their full potential or their brain. I think they know they can do better. They're very smart, they're intelligent, they're very clever, they're very all of those things, but they might not be fulfilling their potential. And I think when you were with them, you might have tried to tell them that. You might have tried to help them to do better for themselves. You might have helped them to try to help them to build up their confidence and all of that. But I think it didn't really work. And I think you might have lost your confidence when you were with this person. They might have drained a lot of your confidence out of you, but you built that back up again. And again, if they haven't already approached you, I think they might probably do that soon. I think they might, I think this person might have been in your last reading as well, this person who was thinking about you. And again, I can't see you going back because your energy was so drained by this person. Your confidence was drained. Everything was drained on so many levels when you were with this person. And there might be someone around you anyway. I can't see whether this is for sure or not, whether you do have someone around you. But you might, or you might sometime soon have someone around you if you didn't at this time. But this new person, whether you're with them now or whether you're going to be with them soon, they're not going to be, or they're not as clever with their words as this ex. They're not going to be as witty and clever, all that kind of thing. But I think, you take someone like that over someone who exhausts you and drains your energy and drains your confidence. You're not going back there again. And, if you're cross-watching, don't be angry. It might not be about you. And so please don't be mad at me, cross-watchers. The last card you have for your past is the Seven of Cups. So again, this is about dreaminess, up in the clouds, everything up in the clouds, not seeing the reality of things. That's what this card's about. Confusion, all of that thing. They were still imagining a very, very skewed version of what had happened between you, not the real version. And I think sometimes this card can be a message or a kind of a warning, reminding you maybe not to be tempted to get back into things that aren't good for you. So this might be warning you not to talk to them again, maybe. I'm not seeing that you are going to talk to them again, or at least you don't want to talk to them again. You don't want to go back to them, but again, they do have a very clever, very witty way of speaking, way of convincing people of things. So it might not be, like, you might be thinking to yourself, if they come and say, let's start again, I want to go out with you, I want to see you again, I want to start things up again, you'd say no, right? But it might not be that they come and say, can we try again, or something straightforward. They might just try to maybe start being friends, or they might start to ask you a question about something else to get you to talk to them. It might be something like, they might text you and say, oh, I left that piece of paper at your house. It's really important. It's got this phone number on it. Oh, I left this thing behind. I left, oh, do you have my, whatever it is? I think I might have left it at your place a while ago and I can't find it. Do you have it where you are? Something very sneaky like that. And then you might say, oh, I don't know, have a look for it. And then you say, no, it's not here. Oh, sorry, I just thought I left it behind because I couldn't find it. And that reminds me, you remember when we went on that time when I had that thing? That was a really fun time. I just remember that, and that was great. Actually, maybe then they might start talking to you again, get their way into your life, back into your life in a clever kind of a way. They're very clever like that. Yeah, if this is resonating, just be aware of that. Just be aware that if and when they do approach you, they might approach you, but they might be keeping you in the dark about their true intentions, like this poor man that's kind of in the shadows, he's in the dark, he's really confused. So they might confuse you if they do that. So just be ready for that, because I know you're probably thinking, oh, if they ever ask me to come back again, I'm just going to say no. but they might not ask you like that. It might be some other kind of clever way that they do this. So just be ready for that. Just be aware of that. The first card you have for your present is the Page of Cups. So yeah, more cups. There are cups everywhere, lots of emotions. Yeah, I'm seeing you being a little bit up and down at this time in your emotions. I'm not seeing any particular reason why you are. I think you're just going up. We all have those ups and downs. And yeah, I know I keep on talking about this ex. I don't mean to. I really don't. But I think they're around you wanting to come back and talk to you. And that's why I feel as if I have to warn you. And they're not evil, but they're not the right person for you, and they're also very clever, so you need to be aware of what might happen to you. So that's why I keep on saying this. And also, if you're up and down emotionally, you might also be very vulnerable emotionally, so you might be off guard a bit when they come and talk to you and try and say these things to you. You might not be totally, as you normally would be, clear in your head or something like that. And again, yeah, they're coming to talk to you. This page has a message. This page has a love message. So, yeah, don't open yourself up again. Don't open yourself up again to all of these memories and all of these bad things and feelings and everything like that. And don't open yourself up to them playing the blame game and saying, well, you did this, I did that. It's too exhausting. You just don't want to go down there again. That's what I'm seeing. And again, they're not a horrible, terrible person, but you're moving forward. And I hope you keep on moving forward, not backwards, if this resonates. So I'm going to try not to say anything more about them, but they keep on popping up in all the cards. I'm sorry about that. The next card you have for your present is Justice. So, yeah, I'm just seeing... I don't know if this is something that's business related or something like that. Obviously, this is the Justice card, so it might be related to something legal, might not. But I'm seeing some kind of documents or something like that. Document or documents, papers, and I'm not seeing anyone trying to trick you or anything like that, but there is something that you might need to sign. So if there is something you do need to sign, just make sure that you've kind of read over everything and that you understand everything. Even if you have to take a copy to read in your own time, take it home with you, read it very slowly, do that, do whatever you need to do. Take as much time as you need with this document or these documents. I'm just getting this feeling of this being really, really boring, actually. A really boring document might have 100 disclaimers and small print and all of that. Now, you might be tempted to just read over it quickly, not read it properly, or not read it at all even. And, again, I'm not seeing anything intentionally bad. I'm not seeing anyone intentionally trying to do anything to you, but there might be something that you might understand differently from someone else, or you might not understand the way it's written properly. It might be something like that, some kind of misunderstanding or something like that, and this might prevent you from kind of getting what you want out of whatever this document is, if that makes sense. So yeah, if this resonates, just make sure that you understand whatever this is properly, even if it's boring. I mean, I'd rather have an hour of boring reading something than a long time of a misunderstanding and something going wrong, and then you've signed it and something goes wrong. So if this resonates with you, please read whatever boring thing this is that I'm seeing. Excuse me. The next card, or the last card you have for your present, is the King of Wands. So yeah, again, same thing, because if you look at this king, he wants to get up and go, and he looks as if he's almost kind of on the edge of his seat. But he's not ready to go yet. He's thinking first. He's got a walking stick. He's going, right, I want to get up and go somewhere. But I can't. I have to sit there and think first. So again, read everything carefully before you sign anything. Don't rush ahead. That's what this card's telling me as well. I'm also seeing that you might be building up your strength, and this might be physical strength that you're building up. It might be that you're recovering from an injury or something like that. This is physical, something physical. Something could be stopping you from or setting you back physically or something like that. And I think you probably have a lot more recovery in front of you, or some recovering in front of you that still has to happen. And I am feeling some frustration around this. Obviously, if you can't do what you're used to doing, there is frustration. There are probably a lot of things that you want to do and that you need to do, but you need this time, I think. I think this is time that you need to have, not just to recover physically, but I think you might need this for thinking time as well, if that makes sense. So yeah, instead of feeling frustrated, and I know it's hard not to feel frustrated, but try to use this time to let ideas and thoughts come to you, because I'm seeing a lot of ideas, and I'm seeing even some solutions to problems coming to you. You might have problems and you might not be able to find out what the solution is, and that kind of sitting and resting time and clearing your mind might help these solutions come to you, I think. But you need to let them. You need to stop feeling this frustration and just say, look, I can't do anything. Feeling frustrated isn't going to change the problem, so I'm just going to relax, let it all come to me, and that's when these ideas and these things are going to come to you. Because I think sometimes these quiet times that are forced on us are given to us sometimes. They're there to kind of make us stop and think. And I know this is frustrating, but I think that might be what's happening here. I'm not saying that you're injured to make you think. That's not what I'm saying. But you do have this time. You have to have this resting time, and you may as well use it to not be angry and frustrated, but to kind of use it to let ideas come to you. And then, you'll be able to use these ideas when you're feeling better. You'll have the perfect kind of time to think and think more about this and think what you're going to do with these ideas. And then by the time you're ready to move physically again or whatever, you'll be ready to implement these ideas. That's what I'm seeing. I hope that made sense. The first card you have for your future is the Hierophant. So yeah, sometimes this card can be about organized religion. It could be about rules, following the so-called norms of society and all that kind of thing. I think that you do have someone who's either in your life or who's going to be in your life in your future, because this is in your future, a relationship, a romantic relationship. You might already be with this person, because I am seeing a hint of that in your past, that this person in your past thought that you were with someone, so you might have been with them already, or you might be already in a relationship with them, I'm trying to say, or it might be someone that you are going to meet, or you're just talking to. Now, but whoever this is, you have a very, very good future with them, I'm seeing. And this is a newish connection. So the other thing I'm seeing is this person has a pure heart. They have a kind heart. Inside them, there's a lot of kindness. They might be a passionate person on the outside. They might have a bit of a temper on the outside. But I think you're kind of okay with this temper, because they don't hurt you or anything. But I think with the temper comes the passion, and I think you like both of those things together. You're happy to have the temper if it comes with passion. That's what I'm seeing in this. Their intentions are good, their heart's pure. If you look at this Hierophant, he's wearing red on the outside and white on the inside. So his intentions are pure. His inside is pure and loving and caring toward you, but the outside is red and fiery. So I'm also seeing that there might be some people who might be, they might have something to say about this person or this relationship. There might be something about this relationship that might be outside of some people's social norms. Not mine, I'm a very open-minded person, but some people have a kind of a very narrow-minded view of things. They don't like anything that's outside of what they think is right or wrong. There might be something, it might be something like cultural differences, might be an age gap, might be a same-sex relationship, might be a long-distance relationship. Obviously, I don't think there's anything wrong with any of those things, but somebody might. And it might even be more than one person who might think like that, some narrow-minded people. So, yeah, there might be some people, more than one person, I think, and this might be family. They might be questioning this relationship, questioning whether you should be with this person, questioning whether this is going to last, and all of that kind of thing. And this card is really showing me that you should ignore these comments. And I'm sure you know that. because obviously they're nobody's business who you're with. And I think you know inside yourself whether you think this is going to work or not, whether you think this person's right for you or not. Obviously, it's up to you to make those decisions, nobody else. And I'm seeing I keep on seeing a lot of positivity in this relationship. So obviously you don't want to listen to these people. But yeah, if this is all resonating with you, it might not yet, because this is in the future and I can't quite see if you're actually in a relationship with this person or not. But look at this Hierophant, he has his ears covered. So this is telling me that, telling you really that you shouldn't listen to these people. The Hierophant doesn't listen to the outside world, he just listens to what his higher power has to tell him, and he listens to what his own inner voice tells him. And that's what you need to do. You need to listen to your inner voice, you need to listen to yourself, not these people outside of you and your relationship, because they don't know you. They know you, but they don't know them. They don't know anything about this. They're just presuming things. They're probably a little bit ignorant, really. I know that's blunt, but that's what I'm seeing, ignorant people. So don't let them spoil what you have, and only listen to your own voice. That's what I'm seeing in that card. The next card you have for your future is the Star. Beautiful. Yes, again, there's a lot of hope. There's a lot of hope in this relationship. You can see the hope. You can see the beauty of this person. You can see all of this positivity here. And there are others that can't. But that's their problem. That's not your problem. Starlight, when you think about starlight, obviously it's beautiful. It's atmospheric. But it isn't as bright. It's not very bright. It's not as bright as sunlight, definitely. And not everyone can see the beauty of the things underneath the starlight. Only some people can. Only very special people, only very gentle people with very gentle souls can see what's under the starlight. You have a beautiful, gentle soul. This person does as well. And you're perfect for whoever this is. You see them under starlight. The other people can't see them at all. But that's their problem. And again, I think this person might make you feel centered, balanced, like this beautiful woman on this card, how she's balancing out the water. And you have balance all over this reading as well. You have this card has balance, the Justice card has balance, the Hierophant has balance. So yeah, this is going to be very, very good for you, very well balanced. And I think this is also showing me, this Star card's also showing me that you're going to be able to deal with any of these obstacles, or these people question you, or any other kind of obstacles that come along in your relationship, and all relationships have them. Because there's an ibis in a tree, and it's just above this woman's elbow. And the ibis is a very, very resilient bird. They can kind of overcome a lot of things. And so are you, and so is your partner. You're both very resilient. Together you can get through all of these obstacles and all of these things. And also there's stability here. There's a mountain in the background. So there are so many positive things in here, and I could go on and on forever. I'm seeing so many things. I could just point out all these different things, but I'm not going to. You get the picture. You know what I'm talking about. So the last card you have for your future is the Knight of Swords. Okay, so you are going to be getting a lot of these questioning people, a lot of people who are questioning your relationship, a lot of people who question whether they're right for you, a lot of ignorant people, a lot of people who are very narrow-minded, all of that kind of thing. Now, there might be someone who might have some advice or a question or something for you that might actually be a good question for you to think about and listen to. But it might get lost among all of these other kind of things that you don't want to listen to. So don't throw everything out with these kind of ignorant comments and questions, because I am seeing one person, this might be an older relative, who has something very, very useful to either ask you or tell you. They might be a little bit of a blunt person. So because you're so kind of you're so kind of sensitive because you've been around all these questions and that's kind of made you feel a bit sensitive. You might be feeling a bit sensitive toward this blunt comment or this question. Try not to be, because this person has something very, very good for you to listen to. So don't throw that out with all of the other comments. Listen to this person, please. But yes, it's looking very positive for this relationship. If you're not in one yet, I am seeing that for you, because this is all happening in your future.